All right.
Turn the internal volume.
We.
Turn the internal volume.
All right. We're live in studio. Of course, you know it's movie mental. And I am trying to manipulate the systems here in studio. Eugene is behind the camera, of course. And Eugene is behind the camera and he is guiding me as to all these technical things that I forgot. Alright, so he's asking me, did you press the recording button? Okay, so for all our friends all over the world that are watching and have been asking me the question, I mean, I just keep getting persons asking me, sisters asking me, how can I use, what did you say that I could use? How do I tighten? How do I, and people have their different questions that they want. And it's an important question. I personally believe that the Most High, wise as He is, understood that women would get into situations where they don't believe that the vagina feels as tight as it should. And so they want to know what can be used to justify that, what can be used to remedy that situation. And of course, I am thankful that the Most High did create herbs to do that. And for me, that's why I love the Most High and I love herbs in general. And so this is why I make myself useful in sharing such information with all the sisters. Now, I'm going to say that if you are experiencing discharge problems, then you might feel the vagina feels a little loose because of the discharge issues. You're going to say to yourself, well, you know, because it makes the penis flows in and out a little bit with much more ease because it's always wet. And so therefore, if you have a vaginal infection, if you're constantly having discharge, even if it's just a common yeast infection that you're having, it's going to cause the vagina to feel a little bit more loose or slippery than it would have if you did not have any of those discharge. Of course, women who worry about this kind of a thing, of course, you're always going to feel as if, oh, you're just not good enough, you're just not tight enough in order. Childbearing is another issue that actually helps women to say, I'm not good enough like I used to be. Most women believe that after they have had a child or two, then this consistent stretching of the vagina causes the vagina to not be as tight. And I'm going to just tell you right off that it's not true. It is absolutely not true. The vagina and all of that area is almost like an elastic band. You know, just like the anus is an elastic band too, you know, the urethra where the urine comes out is almost like an elastic band too. So the vagina itself is almost like an elastic band. It will expand, it will stretch, but it's going to come back down. So childbearing won't necessarily. And some persons say, what if the doctor, what if you were torn and the doctors didn't stitch you properly? Very rarely does that happen. Very often women stop worrying about those things. You come back to normal. And I'm going to say to the sisters also that sex is more than just tightness of the vagina, the size of the penis. There is more to sex than that. There's a whole lot more to a love relationship than whether or not the vagina is tight and the penis is the right size, the positions are right. Love relationship is a whole lot more than that. We have narrowed it down to those increments because we do not feel we have enough in us to give. And so that 10% or 7% of a relationship is all that most of our relationships are based upon. The other 90+%, which is really has to do with spirituality, emotion, the whole pheromone issues, the whole hormone issues. We ignore all of that. We do not put enough energy into creating that love relationship. So we don't talk nicely to each other. We don't go out of our way to be nice to each other. We don't prepare candlelight dinners for each other. We don't say lift the other person's burden. So the husband comes home and the house needs a little cleaning up also. He doesn't go out of his way to lift the burden. Or the wife in particular too. She could do the same thing. She could get up before daylight and cook breakfast or cook dinner. Do something special. Bake a cake. Make some blue drawers or something. And so all that it takes, we don't make the effort. I have seen many women who are God-fearing, quote-unquote, God-fearing. They believe in the Creator, and all that they would ask the spouse for is to just come and join me in a little bit of prayer. You heard this morning, those of you who listened to the program on Mellow FM, where Israel said that he would take his belt and beat everybody in the house, including his wife, if she didn't join in prayer. Unfortunately, we women, we don't take that kind of a stance because we know it probably wouldn't end very nicely. But I have seen many women who ache, who become sick, because they would, in the initial stage of courting, most times, if the man knows that the woman is religious, he would say, yes man, I go to church, I'll come to church. He'd even go to church and get married to her, but during the relationship, guess what? He no longer wants any affiliation with anything. Or we made the excuse and say men are different, they worship the Creator differently. And so it stresses a lot of women. And therefore the kind of love interaction that we're supposed to have, we don't get it. Of course, women, different stages, different ages are having different experiences. A young girl, wet, hot, you know, she can have sex 5-6 times a day, and you know, and she'll probably be much better. But when you get older, my age older, menopause sets in, and all of that makes a whole lot of difference. So going through menopause, a lot of women might even be very dry, and then she will realize that, whoa, my vagina is really tight, because the sex becomes painful because there's no lubricant to make the penis slide in and out. And so she says sex is a little bit painful. And of course, that then she realizes that the vagina really wasn't big as she thought, because definitely she's experiencing pain from the same penis that she felt her vagina was bigger than earlier. But no, menopause, the dryness of the vagina, she begins to realize that things are a whole lot different. I have seen lots of young people who, in the WhatsApp group, I saw a young man that was talking to a group. I don't know if he was talking to a group of people, if he just made the video. And he was saying that to take care of the penis, you have to put coconut oil, you have to put honey on the penis and all of that. And I'm saying, wow, I can understand some of these, you know, our desire to please each other. Men wanting to have firmer penis, women wanting to have tighter vagina. And it's understandable, but please don't make each other sick. Remember that the vagina has a certain pH that it needs to work at. And if you are introducing things into the vagina which might change the pH, it's going to mean that the woman is going to change her body odor, because the ratio of microorganisms is going to also change. And so it's going to change that, it's going to change the moisture of the vagina. And I'm going to tell you that we're not sure of the health implications because of all of that. So I guess that's enough talk about taking care of your vagina. But so women now are probably asking, so what do you say we use to tie the vagina? Well, I spoke on Miller about the basida, really, the basida bar, and how you can use the basida bar to tie the vagina. There are different ways of doing it. You can powder the basida bar and then insert it inside your vagina for 3 days. You can just use a little piece of cotton to hold the basida bar up inside of the vagina for the 3 days, and then take it out, and it cleans itself after that. Some persons might choose to use some clear water or plain water or rosemary water to wash through. But just be careful about the washing too, because sometimes you don't want to send debris that your body would have naturally cleansed for itself out of it, out of the vagina. So if you can't get it powdery and you want to soak it, you can soak it for 4 hours and then just rush the water in and out. As well as if you can make tea, throw the warm water on it, allow it to warm, and then send it in. Either way, all of that is very nourishing for the vagina. It's very cleansing, very healing, and also it creates the tightness that is necessary. It brings back life, sensitivity, to the nerves and the muscles in the vagina area. Okay, that's a mouthful, and I guess that covers our topic for this afternoon. Are there questions on Facebook or in the WhatsApp group? Are there persons that are asking questions? Usually, may I borrow your phone to check the WhatsApp group?
I see them saying, love you,
questions
and
that have come up from our discussion, because, you know, it might seem to a lot of Christians that we talk so much about sex and the vagina, but mark my word, a lot of our people are going astray because of this whole vagina issue and sex issue. And if we don't discuss it, then who will? They are going to be miseducated. They're going to be led into oral sex and into a whole lot of things. And as I talk about oral sex, tomorrow, that's what we're really going to be talking about. Oral sex, we're going to be looking at it because persons in the WhatsApp group are asking a lot of questions about oral sex. I've seen persons in the WhatsApp group, persons outside of the WhatsApp group are asking, why don't I talk about sex issues, oral sex issues? I will, it's just time sometimes does not permit me all that I would want to talk about as it relates to all of these issues. But I do hope that we have addressed the issue of tightening the vagina. And of course, there are other things that we can use. Are there any suggestions, any questions that have been asked?
she said she did. Some person said they did it just join, but they did not hear. Don't forget to watch the video again. Join us on Yahweh's Health FM tomorrow for hot tea, boy. I'll be in hot tea in the morning, and trust me, I'll have a hot discussion. You can either download the app in the App Store, type in Yahweh's Health FM, or come live. Just type in Yahweh's Health FM in the search box, so you're going to get straight to the website. So either way you go, you're going to find Yahweh's Health FM. Always find Yahweh's Health FM, you will find hot tea, and you will find healthy living the natural way in the afternoons.
Right, so if you have missed the discussion, the good thing about Facebook is that you can always replay. We were really having a discussion about tightening the vagina and the importance, and I just really looked at some of the things that could cause the vagina to actually feel a little bit loose. And I did go back to saying that sometimes this all has to do with the mind. It's really mind over matter why we're actually concerned. And mind, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, so mind what you're thinking. I'm just saying that, you know, out of love and concern to please each other, we become conscious like that. But just remember that relationship is more than just that physical contact. There's a whole lot more about the spiritual, and there's a whole lot more as it relates to our social beings. Because just remember that a sexual intercourse sometimes is just 2-3 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, some men might be able to go for longer, an hour or so, but it's not that long. It's not that much. You still have 23 hours in the day where both of you should be interacting or sharing each other's space for it to be a love relationship.
It's a sweet 5 minutes, man.
So it's a sweet 5 minutes.
So they enjoy that. They look forward to it.
So
Everybody.
Activates the entire day.
Yes, man. A lot of energy. A lot of energy.
5 minutes, I agree. But just remember that it becomes sweeter when you spend the rest of the hours in your day to build that 5 minutes.
Yeah, true.
Alright, so thank you so much for joining us on Yahweh's Health FM as we continue our discussions on staying healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually healthy. Thanks again. Do enjoy your day.